is Brenna Walsh, and I'm the intern working in Dakar, Senegal, as the Sustainable Waste Planning Assistant at l'Institut Africain de Gestion Urbaine, which is a local NGO here in Dakar. And they work on household waste management. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about our seed funding project, in which we did a characterization study on waste from markets to see if this waste has good potential to be used in compost. And so one of the most important things in creating compost is to have a different proportions of green versus brown waste. And so that's more of a wet and quickly degrading organic waste versus a dry and not as quickly degrading waste. So Kendra and Jessica took part in the study phase of this project. And Jessica went and saw some different composts which are being produced in Dakar, and Kendra was able to do some interviews with some different people that use compost, particularly people that do microgardening, like this woman that you can see here. And then during my time, we did the actual characterization study, which we characterized waste from 6 different markets in Dakar. So there's 3 different primary steps to this characterization. You get a full truck of market waste, and that is about 6,000 kilos. And so since that's quite a bit of stuff, and we want to look at 6 different markets to get a good cross-section, we reduced the sample to, used a way to reduce this to sort of a representative sample. And the way that you do this is by quartering the sample. As you can see here, you eliminate 2 quarters each time, and then reform the pile until you have the right amount of waste that you want to characterize and sort. So the next step is this sieving procedure, and to just sort of be sorting waste of similar size, which makes things easier. You sort things that are bigger than 10 centimeters, between 2 and 10 centimeters, and then the last group is less than 2 centimeters, and this isn't sorted, it makes its own category, because things that are less than 2 centimeters would be quite a pain to sort. And so you can see here, this is the sorting procedure. You can see lots of carrots, which make up the green, are an example of green waste, and the straw, which is brown. So you can see here that there's definitely lots of stuff that could be used in compost in this stream. And so things are sorted into, in addition to this green and brown waste categories, into 13 different categories, which is sort of a international standard for characterization that we were using. And just to get an idea of the other waste that is present at the markets. And so you can see here, this is one of the sample markets, and you can see over on the far side is the green and the brown composition, and we have these other different categories, composites, textiles, plastics, non-classified combustible waste, glass, metal, non-classified incombustible waste, and special household waste, as well as this category, which you also see is quite large, which is the fine sample, those samples that are less than 2 centimeters that we talked about. So the next slide shows the 6 different markets across the bottom, and in the blue is the percentage of green waste, and in the pink, which is, you can see, is significantly smaller, the percentage by weight of brown, and the green is the total percentage of waste that you would be able to use for compost. And so you can see this ranges from 20 to 70% depending on the markets, but that's still, you'd still be diverting quite a bit of waste from the landfill, so that's quite good. And it seems to be an average of around 35% of waste that you could use for compost, so that's also pretty useful. One thing that you do note, though, is that the green percentage is quite a bit larger than the brown, and this, though, is a bit of an indicator that you might need to supplement this brown portion, because usually when you make compost you want to have about a 2-to-1 ratio of brown to green waste. However, this is done by volume, and so this is just a bit of an indicator of how much you would have to supplement, but that is one thing that you can see in the conclusions. So there is a high overall percentage of organics. However, there's more green than brown, and so you may need a different source of brown waste. But one thing to note is there's this large fine waste sample, and though often some of this is sand, coming from a market, some of this may actually be organics that you can actually use. So you might be able to exploit some of this fine sample in your directly in your brown waste. And one of the next steps and questions to ask is whether at markets you'd be able to do source selectivity of the waste, separating your organic waste from the other waste, and that takes the labor of separation once you get to the composting facility down quite a bit. And so that's about that. So I just want to thank Kendra and Jessica, and as well the informal collectors who actually did the sorting. So this is a picture of them. So there were 6 of them. These are the informal collectors from the landfill in Dakar. This is our group at the NGO, and this is a couple of pictures of Kendra, Jessica, and I in Dakar.